And then also I had some about mental health, which is it's really scary out there with anxiety, but welcome, everybody. Alita Hernandez here, Rebooted Mindset. Another Tuesday on us here in June. Can you believe it's June already? Half the year is gone already. Yep, that's what happens when you get older. The days seem to go faster for some reason. I don't know why, but nobody can explain to me. But today we have an incredible guest. He is the founder of Graasi. I think I say that, Graasi. It's a new water, which I think really, really interesting and fascinating because we drink water all the time, right? The doctors tell us make sure you drink 8 glasses of water a day, make sure you stay hydrated. And especially, I live in Florida. It's hot. Okay, 6 months out of the year, it's hot. I get dehydrated. I get thirsty. I usually drink coconut water because I find it's better than hydrating coconut water than water. But but he has come up with a new water here, which has barley grass, right? And probably people think, what the heck is barley grass, right? So years ago, I used to take wheatgrass, which is a little different. It's different. It's a different, it's the same kind of concept, but it's a different type, right? The wheatgrass is very different. When I looked up the wheatgrass, it showed some vitamins, but it's like stopped at a short, like a short description. When I put barley grass, it just kept going. I didn't know that barley grass is so good for you. I never knew this. So I found this out today because of Mr. Chris LaCorata, I think his name is, and he'll be here. I said it pretty close, I think. But he's going to explain more about this incredible water that has all these nutrients from barley grass, which once you see the show, go look it up. Look up the website and just look up barley grass. You'll be surprised on how incredible this vegetable. I mean, what is it? A grass, I guess. I don't know what you call it. It's a vegetable, I guess. It's not a fruit, so it must be a vegetable. So anyway, let's bring in Chris because he's gonna be the expert on this. He's the founder of this new water, and he will know more about it than me. So welcome. How are you today?
Oh, very good. Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I learned so much about you already, just not even talking to you
yet. Right, and you did pronounce my name correctly, which is rare, by the way. So
I try to do the Spanish thing. So I looked at it.
Right.
Is it Italian or something like that? Or
it's Italian, yes.
See, yep. So, yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself. You are the founder of this Graasi water. And how did you start thinking of developing something like this?
Well, I'm actually an ex-manufacturing guy. I did 40 plus years in manufacturing. And I started in my wife's hometown. This is how it all started. And I started in my wife's hometown. And this was a town that was just reeling from a series of job losses from factory shutdowns. And even the factory I was working for was scheduled to shut down. So that ended up us leaving town, and we didn't want to, but we ended up leaving town and relocating. And I continued my career in manufacturing for the next 40 years, but I saw that same thing repeated over and over and over again, and in many cases destroying small communities. And had a front row seat to that. And in 2017, I hung my corporate hat up and retired, and decided I'm going to go do something about this, at least anything I could do. And I went back to my wife's hometown and got in touch with their local government and the local economic development agency, and introduced myself. And to their credit, they answered the phone. And I said, look, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to help try to create some jobs. If we could work together, could we do that? And they said, absolutely. And for the next 2 years, we worked together with local stakeholders, businesses, and local government, and even farmers in the area. And we created a business model to launch a new factory in that town that would create about $90 million, believe it or not, in economic effects in that community, along with 400 jobs, and would affect about 250 farmers. And we were getting ready to launch that, and unfortunately, the pandemic hit. And everything went on hold. It turned into total chaos. It happened to be in a state that had a very aggressive shutdown policy. Business were being shuttered all over the place.
Yeah.
So we decided we had no choice but to put it on hold. But as we saw the pandemic wearing on, we saw that consumers were looking for cleaner, healthier products, especially as it relates to immunity. And we had learned an awful lot especially about barley. So we were very impressed with barley, especially barley grass juice powder, which we'll talk about. And we decided, maybe the best thing to do here is just pivot and create a brand that we could take out to market that could be a healthy brand that could help Americans be healthier. We took about a year to develop the brand, and in January 2021, we launched into market. So the rest is history. So we have a little bit of a unique start, but that was it.
Wow, well, that's awesome that you went through all that. I mean, the pandemic put the brakes on everything for all of us. So, so I commend you that you were able to successfully launch it afterwards.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like I said, I was looking up barley. I said, what? Barley grass. So I was thinking about it, right? So I used to drink a lot of the shots of the wheatgrass. I used to go to a nutrition place and I go, get me a shot of wheatgrass and put a carrot juice and, some other things I used to when I lived in California. So I started looking it up and I couldn't believe the benefits. I mean, the benefits of barley.
Right.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, between the vitamins, the minerals, which is so important. And I know you probably, that's one of the reasons probably you chose it too, because water is nothing. Like our water that we drink, right? The purified, the drink, it's nothing. It's basically just like empty water. It's no nutrients. There's just absolutely nothing in it.
Yeah. There's a reason why the biggest, growing category in beverage today is functional. And we wanted to make sure our product was functional. It had some sort of medicinal benefit. We chose barley grass juice powder because it had, like you said, it had very long medicinal histories that could be proven. And we wanted to make sure that that was something that was important to us. But the great thing about it is barley grass juice powder is not the grain, which has gluten.
Right.
It is the grass. It's what they call the tender young grass, which they've now called a superfood. Because it literally has all of the essential amino acids, 8 of the essential amino acids, and 12 of the 16 non-essential amino acids. But it also is great for detoxifying the blood, the liver, the gastrointestinal tract, and it's been known to help with free radicals. So we felt, especially on the gluten side, we felt that was a great base for the drink, and that it wasn't as pungent as wheatgrass is. Doesn't have that aftertaste as wheatgrass.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Right. So we use that as our base, and then we use we very lightly sweeten, because we want it to be 35 calories or less, very low calorie. And of course, we have a sugar epidemic in this country right now, and the beverage industry is one of the bigger drivers of that. And 39 million Americans are diagnosed with diabetes. That's an epidemic.
Oh yes.
So anyway, we wanted to make sure it was very, very low cal. So we sweetened it with monk fruit and cane sugar, both organic. And what's considered low sugar these days is anywhere from 8 to 10 grams in a bottle. And we're 4 grams, so we're half of that. And then we infuse it with vitamin D, C, and zinc for the immunity boosting powers. So that's our drink. It's barley grass juice powder with the monk fruit and cane sugar for sweetening, 4 grams, very low, 35 calories. And vitamin D, C, and zinc for immunity boosting.
That's very good. And you have like flavors. You have lemon and ginger, cucumber, lime, and berry basil.
Lemongrass, ginger, right? Citrus mint and cucumber lime. Yes. And we have more. And we have more done. Actually, we haven't introduced them yet.
So right now, are they being sold somewhere besides online?
They are. We have 3 distributors. We have what's called KHE, which is a specialty distributor, wholesale distributor out to retail outlets. And we have 2 other distributors as well that are doing the same thing. Okay. But we sell across a number of online platforms. So we have Graasi.com, Graasi.com. We also sell on Amazon. We sell on Public Square. And we sell on what's called Faire, Faire, which is a wholesale site.
Correct.
So retail outlets can buy wholesale on Faire. And we just started with an online platform called Specialty Food Partners. which is there to help distributors. If they have an interest in our product, they can buy product there and go out and launch it into market in a much easier way versus buying a big amount and putting it into their warehouse.
Right. That's a good thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great model. We like it so far, that's for sure.
Yeah, because that helps some of the small businesses, like the small little shops, convenience stores, and depends on what state you're in. New York is good for that, right? New York, it's all the little stores in New York. They can just buy, a couple of cases. They don't have to buy, a pallet or something.
Right. All those bodegas and things like that. They're
exactly.
great.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's awesome. I mean, it's good to have something else like a clean, like if you're drinking something that actually gives you a boost or vitamins, you know what I mean? Most of the stuff out there has too much sugar. That's one of the main thing, and a lot of added stuff that's not natural.
Right.
Except that they'll say, "Oh, natural." They put the label on it, right? They put different things. It's good for this, it's good for that. But then you turn the label around, and I'm a label reader, so I've learned to look at what I'm drinking or eating, and then I go, "What is this? I'm not going to drink that. I don't know. I can't pronounce this word. I'm not going to drink it."
If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't consume it. Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. Especially in the colors too. Yours is clear.
Right.
I have a question. In what kind of bottles it comes in? Plastic bottles?
It does come in a PET bottle. It's a plastic bottle. And it's, that was one of those things where we had to try to figure out the best way of doing that. Because with glass, it's very hard to sell on e-commerce because it breaks. And plus it's a lot heavier and the cost of it goes way up to where consumers wouldn't even buy it. So, so it's one of those things we had to go with plastic. It was available and it's better for e-commerce, but over time, we'll probably look at having a dual inventory and introducing glass somewhere down the line.
Yeah. I just thought of it because I know plastic is, it all depends on how the plastic is, but plastic is not good for us at all. And everything that we consume is always wrapped in plastic. Like every time you go somewhere. And the reason I mentioned that is because I have a family member who has microplastics in his blood.
Oh, really? Wow.
And it's very, very bad. So trying to get rid of that stuff, it's just been a horrendous thing. So I'm trying to detox.
Right.
So I'm always concerned about that. So I always ask, and it's good that you mentioned them because of the weight and they break. Like I was wondering, why don't they do it in glass anymore? Like they used to back in the day, like in the 50s or whatever. Milk used to come in a glass jar. They actually delivered it to your door back in the day, right?
Yeah, I mean, I started my career in the Cokes and Pepsis of the world, and it was in glass. And the reason why we got out of glass was for the vending machines. They were very hard to, there was a lot of glass breakage. But they were called glass shards. It's a little chip of glass that would break off and cut your lip. So glass is it's got its own challenges, but it's definitely a good package.
Yeah. So let's see what else we got. So how have you seen many people using? I have a video here. Actually, I was going to show it real quick because it's like a 30-second video of one of your partners. I guess he's an MMA fighter.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about him.
Oh, we have 5 of them actually, and we just put another video up yesterday.
Oh yeah.
What we did was we got a call from an agency that represents 55 mixed martial artists, and they said, we'd like to try your product for recovery for our athletes. And so we said, could you send us some samples, which we did. And they came back and they said, we'd love it. So we have been supporting them, and now we sponsor those same athletes. So they're doing ads, they're doing influence ads for us now.
Very good.
And we're the hydration. This month is National Hydration Day. I don't know if you know that. It's on the 23rd of this month. And on the 21st of this month, we've gone back for the 3rd time now, and we are the hydration sponsor for an event called Baroka. And it's in Las Vegas, and it's these mixed martial arts fighters that square off the young guys that are coming up through the ranks. And we've partnered with them, and they've been great partners. And surprisingly, they've been some of the most professional and respectful people we have ever met. And they're out of Florida, by the way. So
they are. Oh, okay.
They are. Yeah, just outside of Miami.
Okay.
So that's how it got started with them, and it's been a great partnership for us, and we'll continue with it.
That's great. I mean, those are athletes. Those people need hydration.
Yes.
So I mean, I can think of other people. You should have Amanda Serrano, the champion boxer, women boxer.
Yes.
She has like 5 belts or something. She's amazing. She's such an
Yes.
amazing woman, you know.
Yep.
But people like that, and but I will use it. I'll promote it once I start tasting it. I have to get some and taste it and see how I feel with it, because I do exercise, and being that it's so hot here,
Yes.
we're always looking. Well, I'm looking for something to drink. When I was down in South Florida, more towards Fort Lauderdale, that area, there's coconut trees everywhere. So I was
Yeah.
always bringing home coconuts. I'm like telling my husband, "Here, open it." He's like, "I hate opening coconuts. They're so hard."
It is. Yeah.
It's very difficult. I don't know how they did it back then, but I can't open one.
Right. Right.
But and the other thing I saw, it has chlorophyll in the barley grass, which is really good because that is for your alkaline balance.
Right.
So this is something that would be good for anybody who's going through cancer, anybody, to help the alkalinity in your body. Will it help that?
Yes, it will. Now, I don't see a lot of studies around that. We want to make sure that anything we kind of promote, that we have their studies
Right.
behind it. But yes, there's a lot of talk around that being alkaline. Yes, it helps
Yeah.
with immunity.
Yeah, so that's one thing I know that I know unfortunately there's a lot of people out there with illnesses. So anything
Mhm.
we can get that we can drink on a daily basis that can help us, and then the taste that we can, because that's the other thing too, right? I always tell people being healthy takes a lot of work. Okay, because our society is not healthy.
No.
Our society at all in America. Okay, you go to Europe, it's a whole different story.
Right.
So I'm hoping that one day America will be as clean as Europe when it comes to food, and then we get rid of some of these chemicals that we have in there. But I just lost my thought. Woo! It just went out the window.
I can
But
tell you
anyway,
what we see is that we are seeing a trend toward people having more interest, and these are all the demographic groups from baby boomers down, having an interest in healthier products as part of their daily regimen. So simple things they can do. Everybody has to hydrate, so you might as well hydrate with some benefits.
right.
Uh, so, I mean, I think we're seeing a lot of interest in that, and everything that's going on out, in Washington right now. We'll see where that all goes, but we are definitely focusing more on health these days. And in the beverage industry, it's all around sugar.
Yeah.
The sugar levels are insane, and the average soft drink's 40 grams
Oh,
of sugar, and people are adding sweeteners to that now, which is
why?
yes, and 1 in 5 children are considered to be obese now. So we have a problem. We have to address this.
Yes.
And we want to be part of leading that effort. That's for sure.
Yes, and that sounds great. I hope other people take your leadership in trying to introduce healthier, things in the market out there for people, and that is cost effective also, because that's the other thing. Organic. It's interesting how now organic they make it. Oh, it's organic, so it has to be more expensive. Meanwhile, my family, who lived in the country in Puerto Rico, everything was organic. Okay,
Right, right.
everything was always organic. It's not a new word. It was always organic. They made it unorganic.
Yes. Yeah. Well, America did. Yes, exactly.
So
Yeah, and it is more rigorous, and it does take more actions, and it does take more steps. And you have to, you obviously have to do more activity at the plant level.
right.
And so they have to be certified, and organic, you have to be certified from the soil all the way up to the packaging.
Wow. Yep.
So, and you got to pay for that all along the way. So organic
Oh,
is a little
wow.
more expensive, that's for sure. And all the organic ingredients are more expensive for the same reasons. So it is a little more expensive in America, but I think, organic is going to be mainstream in the coming years, and people can trust what's in the bottle is on the label, and that it's a cleaner product, and it's something that, organic is something that we should expect. It should be much more available.
Exactly. It should just be the norm, not the oddity, as they say.
Right.
Should be more the norm. So, well, I appreciate your time. I think everybody got the website. It's graasi.com, and you can
Right.
find out more information about the product. And if anybody out there checks it out, let me know how you like it, and we'll get you on the show.
Yes, please do.
And I'm going to try myself, and hopefully I'll do another show about it and see how it tastes. I always try different things. Like I do mushroom coffee. It's
Oh,
really not coffee, it's mushroom. Yeah. So I've changed a lot of the products that I use,
right.
to stay more healthy. And it's been a journey. It's been 8 years of a journey of learning, and I'm still learning.
And always, right.
Always learning, always learning. But I love all these great new products out there. So check it out and support this new product.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Have a good night. Bye now.
All right, bye-bye. So everybody, another amazing, oops, I lost myself. Another amazing interview. Wow, did I learn stuff today? If you're still trying to process it, watch this episode again, okay? Because it's really, something looks so simple, I mean, of course, the manufacturing, the processing of all this is not simple, right? So, and as he mentioned, they go from organic, from soil to packaging. So everything has to be, they have to check everything. So the price of the product, of course, is going to be higher because unfortunately it's very strict and it's for your health. So think about it. If you want to stay healthy, isn't it better to pay $1 more or $2 more for something that you know is not going to kill you? I mean, I'm being realistic, because if you pick up any soda, I don't even have a soda in my house, so I don't drink soda. But if you pick up a product in the store, and I'll give you an example, Coca-Cola in America is filled with high fructose corn syrup, and then it has other sugars in different names. So it has tons of sugar. If you buy a Coca-Cola, which I bought it from the Mexican restaurant, it comes from Mexico. It doesn't have high fructose corn syrup. It has cane sugar, and that's the only sugar it has. So the sugar content is less than what we have here, because Americans tend to like everything sweeter. So they keep adding things sweeter. The same thing with chocolate. Chocolate in Europe compared to here at a Hershey bar is the same thing. It's all natural over there. You can get a dark chocolate in Europe and it's awesome. It's cocoa, and whatever else it is. But when you buy it in America, you have high fructose corn syrup and all these other sugars and all these chemicals in the food. So that is one thing that I hope our government, I know they've started already, and I hope that they continue making it a priority for have healthy food and especially for our children. Okay, it should be across the board. You shouldn't have to think about it. You should be able to go to the store and get a healthy food without having to, oh, is this organic? Where can I get this organic? Oh, they don't have that. That's too much sugar. Because that's how I go to the store. I go bonkers sometimes. I don't even know where to shop. But there are some healthy stores, without naming names, which ones there are. There's only a few out there that are big, and then you can get these products. So, and I forgot to show the video, so I'm going to show the video right now of this MMA player talking about Graasi, the water. So give me 1 second here. Oh, hello. I get rusty sometimes when I'm by myself. All right, here we go. Share this tab. There we go.
Big Swarm, Linton Vassell here. I'm a sponsor for Graasi's vitamin drink. Graasi is a refreshing, hydrated drink with vitamin C, D, and zinc. Keeps you active before and after training. It's an everyday must. Remember, Graasi is a fight for wellness.
Amazing. Amazing. So that's just one of the MMA fighters that he's supporting, that is supporting and sponsoring this Graasi water. And you can see he needs hydration. He's working out a lot there. So so that's just one thing. And then I just want to show another video here, which I did show while Chris was on the show, but I will show it now, regarding just barley water and just a little explanation of exactly what we talked about earlier. So check it out.
Tea. Certified organic barley water with vitamin C, D, and zinc. Chocked full of nutrients and amino acids to promote wellness, hydration, and immunity. But what is organic barley water? Tender green barley grass is harvested at its peak of chlorophyll, protein, and vitamin content to create organic barley grass juice powder. It's added to water and flavored with organic ingredients. Graasi is about joy, self-care, and appreciating the smaller things in life. By drinking Graasi, you are agreeing to be awesome to yourself and everyone around you. Thank yourself. Thank goodness. Thank Graasi.
Amazing, huh? Just amazing. So that's barley grass water. So check it out, look it up. You could go on Amazon. You can go onto their website again, graasi.com, and you can get the product. So, oh, and next week we have an interview. Let's just let you know. Next week we have an interview with Dr. Kristen Guillory. She's a transformational coach and mental health expert, and we're just going to be discussing stresses, things that we burn out, emotional fatigue, and about being a caregiver, and just sharing my story, things that I go through, and things that maybe help you out there. So check us out next Tuesday at 5:30. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Remember to check out Wednesday. We have Spanglish Cafe podcast tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and we have Luis Gonzalez, El Tsunami de la Salsa, will be on our show tomorrow, so check that out. And then on Thursday, we have our freestyle showcase, so come check us out at 8 p.m. on Thursday, while we have an open discussion with our DJs, and we're talking about some events that we're doing, and just come out. We always have surprises, so just come over and watch us on Thursdays too, right here on Spanglish Entertainment on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button and click the like, all right? It's all free. You just click on it. It's free, and it's good to go. And then you can see when our next show is. So I appreciate all of you, and stay grateful. And remember, it's never too late to reboot your mindset. Till next week. Bye.
Lovely.